And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. We're on the road. We're here today. We are at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Love being here. Glad you're here, and I'm glad you're there, and we're here. And I know one thing, it was about 10 degrees colder. We'd be up to our ears in snow, but we're not. It's raining and pouring it down. So wind and rain, and of course, you know all the advisories been out. A lot of the schools, as you know, at this point of the day, either on delay or just out of school totally. So just letting you know that it's out there. It's going to continue to rain. We got a doubleheader coming up. We will join you back in here at 6:15 tonight for Lady Cyclone and boys basketball against the very talented Crockett Pioneers are coming to town. And so we'll have those games for you beginning at 6:15. Dr. John Minton will bring you the action. Kerry Taylor's going to run the camera, and we'll be ready to go. So looking forward to that coming up again tonight, 6:15. We're here at Phil's Dream Pit. We got the brisket chili. Yeah. Brisket chili's in here today. It's cool outside, raining, windy. Great day to come by and get some brisket chili. Brian's going to join us, talk about that coming up here in a few minutes. But again, it's a great time to do that. A couple of birthdays today. Joan Baez having a birthday, 83. If you're a fan of Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, the musician, the guitarist, and a darn good one at that. Jimmy Page having a birthday today. He is 80 years old. 80 years old. Also, birthday boy today, or birthday girl, Crystal Gale, country music singer, having a birthday. 73. And Dave Matthews of the Dave Matthews Band, a birthday boy. He is 57 today. And those are the birthdays, again, coming up again on this Tuesday, January the 9th, 2024. Lady in Elizabeth, looks like Crystal Gale. Victoria Locklear, Behavior Sheets' mama. She always call her Crystal Gale because she looks like her. But anyway, she's not having a birthday, but Crystal Gale is. She is 73. But Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin having a birthday, 80 years young today. National anthem time. Here's Loretta Bowers on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll take a look at a dominating performance by the Michigan Wolverines. They are the toast of the college football world. They earned it. They had a heck of a win last night. We'll talk about that. And where will Jim Harbaugh go? Where's his future? What's he going to do? We'll find out coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and the bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, a quart and a half of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you. Or as few as 4. So an even number, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media?
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
That's
our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor inviting you to join me and Dr. John Mitten as the Cyclones host Crockett on Tuesday night at John Treadway Gymnasium for a doubleheader for the varsity basketball. Airtime at 6:15 Tuesday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones!
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live again at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, brisket chili going on today. Folks coming in there, calling in, 349-6437 is the number to call. Again, we're going to be with you, ready to go with Cyclone basketball. I just saw with the Crockett Pioneers coming up here in a little while. Coming up actually later on this evening, 6:15 will go airtime. Tip-off at 6:30. All right, let's talk about it. College football. Number 1 Michigan dominating. It'd be a good word, good adjective to use. They dominated Washington on the ground in the first quarter, kind of set the stage and never looked back. Allowed itself to be contained for half the game before finishing the fourth quarter exactly as they started the game. Wolverines a history-making 303 yards rushing. Wow. 34-13. The trenches won it for them. Always does. The team to win in the trenches wins the football game, and Michigan's line was huge and dominating and overpowering. They had no answer. Hello, Linda Birchfield. Hello to Reba Whitehead. Running back Blake Corum led the way for the Maize and Blue, 134 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns and only 21 carries. But Donovan Edwards, this guy hadn't done a whole lot all year long because of injuries, broke loose for 2 first-quarter touchdowns and totaled 104 yards and 6 carries. Michigan's rushing not only more than Washington's total yardage in the game. How about that? Their rushing was more than Washington had the whole game offensively. That's how strong and dominant it was. Corum Edwards, first teammates to each rush for over 100 yards in a national championship game since Eddie Lacy and T.J. Yeldon did it in Alabama back in 2013. Also the first duo to both have 2 rushing touchdowns in a national championship game since Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson did it at Alabama in 2010. Then the other interesting stat, J.J. McCarthy had the fewest yards throwing or passing by a winning quarterback since Greg McElroy's 58 yards to the Crimson Tide in the 2010 title game. So what you want about Michigan, you may or may not like him, but you know what? They've beaten their big rival, Ohio State, 3 straight years. They've won 3 straight Big Ten championships, or I should say winning as many Big Ten championship games, and now a national title. Penix, the quarterback for Washington, Michael Penix Jr., Heisman Trophy candidate, 27 out of 51 for 255 yards in his final college game. Led the Huskies to 21 straight victories over the past 2 seasons. Wasn't enough last night. The line dominated. Michigan's line opened up those holes. Those guys ran like deer. Good night. They were all over the field and running with reckless abandonment. Michigan won its first national championship since 1997. 10th title in the program history. First number 1 to beat a number 2 in the national championship. I thought that was an interesting stat. Michigan, the second Big Ten team to win a college football championship. Ohio State, of course, did it in 14. By the way, Ohio State, if you're a Buckeye fan, you got big news this morning. We'll tell you about that in a moment. The Wolverines, the first Big Ten team to win 15 games, or at least 15 games, since University of Chicago did it back in 1899. J.J. McCarthy, the starting quarterback for Michigan, now 27-1 in career as a starter. And Michigan 40-3 over the last 3 seasons. Wow. And Washington's 21-game winning streak obviously was snapped, longest active streak in the FBS. And another interesting stat, Blake Corum rushed for a touchdown in every game this season for Michigan. So kind of puts a wrap on an impressive game last night. The Wolverines 34-13. Tell you what I know. I said Washington an upset, the Cinderella story, but it didn't happen. I should have known better. Anytime you look at the offensive and defensive lines, the line play makes it. I mean, that's the difference in the ball games. Who wins in the trenches? Go back to the Elizabethton State Championship games, the teams we won. And won state championships. It was why? Because of the line play. The Hogs up front making the Bryson Rollins will tell you that. All the running backs will tell you that it starts and stops in the line in the trenches. And last night, it was very obvious from the get-go. Michigan had the bigger team and the stronger team and the more dominant team. And that's what happened. Now, what happens to Harbaugh? Where's he going? Harbaugh, as he stayed as he goes, got a contract extension on the table, will make him the richest coach in college football, even more so than Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban. So Jim Harbaugh has some decisions to make. The NFL's all over him. They want him. The new contract extension for Harbaugh is $125 million over 10 years. Will surpass Dabo Swinney as the largest in college football history if he takes it. It would also bump Harbaugh's salary by almost $5 million a year. He made 7.6 last year. Wow, unbelievable. So, plus you got a guy that had to sit out 6 games with the NCAA. Harbaugh, by the way, interesting, he hired agent Don Yee. Now, why is that important? Well, he spent his career representing some notable names. Sean Payton, the Broncos coach, Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. And also, he's got real close ties and connections to Tom Brady, who's very tight with Mark Davis, who owns the Las Vegas Raiders. Harbaugh, whose coaching career began as an assistant with the Raiders in 02 and 03. In Vegas in 2022, before the Raiders elected to go with McDaniels, he was on the radar to get hired as the new coach. So stay tuned. A lot of folks looking at Jim Harbaugh. Does he stay at Michigan for an unprecedented biggest contract in college football coaching history? $125 million over 10 years. Does he bolt for the National Football League? We'll see. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here again at Phil's Dream Beer. We got the platters. Oh, yeah. Got the platters, and you've got the meal plates, as they call them, or the platters. Let's see what you boys got over there. What y'all eating? What you got? You got the ribs? Woo! What'd you get? Brisket? Ain't much talking going on there, boys. I say they don't even look up. They're wearing it out. It's good stuff. Pork sandwich meal, pork platter meal, brisket platter meal, pulled beef platter. All this available. The half rack rib or the full. Did you get the half? Did you get the full? You got the half rack rib. It'll fill him up. Full back rib. Full. Got to get the beans? Got to have the beans. All 3 of you boys got beans? Slaw, beans, got them both? Oh, yeah. They're, as we say back home, they're grubbing out. They're wearing it out. That's good stuff here at Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Pulled chicken platter meal, the chicken salad sandwich meal. Those are the platters. We'll tell you about the sandwiches coming up. Also got brisket chili today on a cool day like today. All right, top 25, the final polls out for college football. Had it right here, what I do with it. Final poll is out. I literally had it during the break in my hand. Here it is. Put it in the wrong stack. Happy birthday to Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin having a birthday today. He's 70. Dave Matthews Band having a birthday. 67. Hello, Shirley Wetzel. How you doing, lady? You also see Crystal Gale having a birthday today. She is 73. Dave Matthews, 57. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, 80. Crystal Gale, 73. And Joan Baez having a birthday, 83. All right, final poll out for college football. To no surprise, obviously. Michigan's the number 1 team in the land. Hello, Russell Riddle. Shirley Wetzel, how you kids doing? Final AP poll, here we go. Tell you what, there's two conferences going to dominate this top 25 you're about to hear for the final college football poll of the year, the Big Ten and the Southeastern Conference. Wow, here we go. Top 5 go like this: Michigan, Washington, Texas, Georgia, and Alabama, the top 5. Then comes Oregon, Florida State, Missouri, Ole Miss, and Ohio State round out the top 10. Then comes Arizona, LSU 12th, Penn State 13th, Notre Dame 14th, Oklahoma 15th. 16th, Oklahoma State. Tennessee finishes 17th in the country, final poll. Kansas State is 18th, Louisville 19th, and the Clemson Tigers finished 20th in the country. Then you have North Carolina State, SMU, Kansas, the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Liberty. That's your top 25 in college football. Again, Tennessee finishes 17th. You look at their schedule next year, they got 4 or 5 teams in the top 25 they're playing. They've got NC State and Charlotte. They have, of course, Georgia. Let's see, where are they? You got Georgia and Alabama. It's 1, 2. Oklahoma, that's 3. NC State, 4. They got 4 teams in the top 25 next year. Tennessee's going to be playing. So now that's the exit poll. Here's the preseason poll already. I love what it says here. The 2024 season begins now. Here's your preseason top 25 next year. Bulldogs, number 1 in the country preseason at this point. They're loaded for bear again next year. Alabama, 2nd in the country preseason right now. By the way, somebody asked me yesterday, hello, Kerry Taylor, old Ray Ray. How old is Nick Saban? He'll be 72 now. He'll be 73 next Halloween. Still wanting to coach. So I'm not done yet. I'm ready. I want to keep trucking. Alabama preseason number 2, Michigan number 3 after winning the national championship. They're going to go in as preseason number 3 right now. Oregon number 4, Ole Miss number 5. Ohio State at number 6 preseason for next year. Texas at number 7, then comes Missouri, Notre Dame, and then Arizona rounds out the top 10. Preseason 11th, Oklahoma, LSU 12th, Utah 13th, Tennessee, preseason 14th in the country next year. Pretty good place to start. They'll open up with Chattanooga, then they'll go to Charlotte to take on NC State in a neutral site. And come back home and thump Kent State, and then get into the SEC by opening up at Oklahoma. 15th ranked preseason, Washington, the Huskies. 16th, Penn State, Kansas State 17th, SMU 18th. Richard Grindstaff watching in Huntington Beach, California. Hello, sir. Way out there on the left coast. It's pouring down the rain here in the 40s, but I guarantee it's probably not in the 40s in Huntington Beach, California. Hello, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Richard Grindstaff. He's over the OTR, over the road, long-haul truck driver. Wherever he's at, he's got us on. And today he's watching in Huntington Beach, California. Thank you. Means the world to me, sir. That means the world to me, folks watching here locally, too. Kansas State, number 17, 18 SMU, 19 Florida State. Preseason top 25 for next year. Kansas at 20th, Clemson 21st, NC State 22nd. Oklahoma State 23rd, Texas A&M will be preseason 24th, and Louisville at number 25 for next year. Hey, we're live at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Quinshawn Judkins, we told you earlier in the week, leaving Ole Miss. Where'd he land? Oh, he landed in Columbus. He's going to be a Buckeye. The number 1 running back out of the Southeastern Conference, transferring from Ole Miss to Ohio State. So they just got real happy in Columbus, I would think. As a rising junior, Judkins fresh off his 2nd straight 1,000-yard season with Ole Miss. Finishing this year with 271 carries. That's a lot of totes for 1,158 yards and Southeastern Conference best 15 touchdowns. He's now an Ohio State Buckeye. He leaves Oxford with more than 3,000 all-purpose yards and 34 total touchdowns. So big acquisition or transfer, if you will, for Ohio State. Quinshon Judkins, leaving Ole Miss and going to Ohio State for Brian Day and the Buckeyes. All right, Nick Saban has to reload every year players and coaches. There's 3 more coaches leaving. Veteran defensive coordinator Kevin Steele retiring. Steele spent this past season as the defensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide, so Saban's got to replace him. Coleman Hutzler, who coached outside linebackers, left to be the defensive coordinator at Mississippi State. Holman Wiggins, who coached the receivers at Alabama, leaving to go to Texas A&M to be the co-offensive coordinator and receivers coach. So Saban's got to replace him on the field and up in the press box too. He does every year. So he has to reload. So we'll see how he does it and who he goes to get to replace on his coaching staff in Tuscaloosa. Hey, we're live here again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll take a look at college basketball, the NCAA. Top 25 out this week. Tennessee plays tomorrow night down at Mississippi State. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. We're live at Phil's Dream Pit, show number 1997 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue. And that is always the buzz. And if we're not careful, we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building believers by the book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Yeah, open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue. Catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football.
It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor inviting you to join me and Dr. John Mitten as the Cyclones host Crockett on Tuesday night at John Treadway Gymnasium for a doubleheader for the varsity basketball. Airtime at 6:15 Tuesday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones!
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live here at Phil's Dream Pit. High school basketball again tonight, doubleheader. We'll crank it up at 6:15. Elizabethton and Crockett. Ladies and guys, the polls are out, by the way. We'll take a look at that coming up. The boys and girls polls are out for the state of Tennessee this week. First basketball poll out for the new year. Top 25 college basketball. Hello to Sam Hoover. Getting that good Dream Pit food. Oh, yes. Hello to Captain Carringer from the Salvation Army. Get him back on. The need hasn't stopped since the holidays. Everybody think, okay, we're done now, raising money, ringing the bells. Nope. The need goes on year round. Top 25 college basketball. The new polls are out. Top in the country. 54 first place votes, the Purdue Boilermakers at number 1. At number 2, up a notch, Houston at number 2. Kansas Falls number 3 is the flip-flop. Purdue, Houston, and Kansas. UConn at number 4. Tennessee in number 5 in the country now for the second consecutive week. Kentucky stays at number 6. North Carolina up a notch, number 7. Great to see, at least for me. Kentucky and North Carolina, top 10 of the country, men's basketball. Arizona number 8, Oklahoma number 9, and Illinois rounds out the top 10. Then comes Marquette. Duke at number 12. Memphis at 13. Baylor 14th. Wisconsin 15th. The Auburn Tigers this week at number 16. Colorado State at 17. BYU 18. San Diego State 19th. And Utah State at number 20. 21st this week is the Clemson Tigers. 22nd. Creighton new to the poll. In fact, 3 new ones to the polls. San Diego State 19th. Utah State 20th. New to the polls. And the Creighton Blue Jays in number 22 in the country. That's new for this week. Gonzaga at number 23. Florida Atlantic at number 24. And Texas rounds out the top 25 in men's college basketball. That's the polls. Who plays where today? Kentucky at Rupp Arena hosting Missouri tonight on the Southeastern Conference. 25th ranked Texas travels to Cincinnati to battle the Bearcats. Number 2 Houston, the Cougars out of Iowa State tonight. 16th ranked Auburn in the Southeastern Conference hosting Texas A&M. 22nd ranked Creighton the Blue Jays will play at DePaul tonight. Top ranked Purdue in action at Nebraska to battle the Cornhuskers in Lincoln. 17th ranked Colorado State at Boise State. Top 25 matchup, 18th ranked BYU at number 14 Baylor tonight in men's play. 11th ranked Duke, the Blue Devils play in Pittsburgh. 19th ranked San Diego State plays at San Jose State. That's your top 25. Tennessee plays tomorrow night at Mississippi State in Starkville. So the Volunteers 5th in the country, and they'll put that on the line tomorrow night in Starkville, Mississippi. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. Have you had the Dream Dog? A hot dog topped with beans and slaw. How about that? A hot dog topped with beans and slaw. They call it the Dream Dog here at Phil's Dream Pit. Then you get the sampler platter. You got a choice of a couple of meats or a choice of 3 meats. Now, the meat options are 3 ribs, 4 ounces of brisket, 4 ounces of pork wings, 4 ounces of pulled chicken, 4 ounces of pulled beef, or 4 ounces of turkey. All that on the meat options, the sampler platter. And get your choice of 2 sides. And everybody, all these guys here say you got to have the beans. You got to have the beans. Beans or slaw or potato salad or macaroni salad or mac and cheese. And if you eat it here, you get a hash brown casserole. So you get the sampler platter with 2 sides, choosing from slaw, beans, potato salad, macaroni salad, or mac and cheese. And then, as I said, if you eat it here, they'll also give you the chance to get a hash brown casserole, which is really good. Then, if you just want meat by the pound here at Phil's Dream Pit, and you just take out only, you just want to come get the meat, you got all the sides and the fixings at home. Pulled chicken, pulled beef, pork, turkey, brisket, chicken salad, a full rack or half rack of ribs. Meat by the pound here at Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. The quest for perfect barbecue. Here's the phone number, 349-6437, philsdreampit.com. Is also where you can find them on the internet. And they crank it out as soon as they open the door. Of course, they're closed on Sundays and Mondays, open Tuesday through Saturday. Pulled up, and they're still coming. Folks wanting some good food on a rainy Tuesday. As we said, about 10 degrees colder, we'd be in snow up to our ears, but it's raining here, and there's no really talk of any chance of snow until probably next week, so that's okay too. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at some high school basketball coming up right after this from Northeast Community Credit Union. We're live here on the road at Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Love my credit union rewards. Tell me about that from the credit union, would you please?
Yeah, we have some awesome rewards that you may not know about. And so you'll visit bmycu.org, and then you can look at all of the discounts and exclusive savings just for our credit union members. And it's not hard at all to be a member. So if you want more information about that, definitely reach me at 547-1200. And we've got discounts like H&R Block. You know, it's tax season, it's tax time, and hopefully you'll get some money back. You never know. Some people have to pay. But we've got Intuit TurboTax discount. We've got Xfinity Mobile, Spectrum Mobile, Rental Karma, TrueStage, and so forth. So check that out, definitely.
Visit bmycu.org.
Yeah.
Find out more about that. Then you have account alerts and home banking. What's going on about that?
Yeah, this is something that you feel safe with your accounts, and it's really a secure feature. And, you know, you could set this up on your time, such as account balances. You can be alerted of when it falls below or goes above that certain limit you want it to stay at. And we've got ATM withdrawal alerts. We've got direct deposit posting to account alerts. I'm sure people love that because they want to know when they're getting paid. And we got checks clearing alerts, withdrawals, and transfers. So, and it's, you know what, it's free. So you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Nope.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, last but not least, investment rates are up. That's a good sign. Tell them what's going on
They
with that.
are. We have options. We've got certificate of deposit options, and then we've got Roth and variable rates for the IRAs. We've got definitely earned tax advantages. You can, such as, let's look here. Traditional offers tax-deferred earnings and possibly tax-deductible contributions if you meet the requirements. And then you got Roth, or not tax-deductible. However, you eventually can withdraw contributions and earnings from a Roth IRA tax-free eventually. So there's just a few examples there. If you want to check out our rates, we have those posted on our website at bmycu.org. And we have awesome, low, competitive rates right now. I mean, you can't beat it.
Hours are open.
We're open at the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock. Our lobby opens at 8:30. We close at 4:30 Monday through Thursday. We close at 5 on Friday. And we are open drive-thru only at every location Saturdays from 9 until noon.
Social media, how do we find you?
You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, BMyCU, or Northeast Community Credit Union.
And the locations are?
Rome Mountain off of 19E. We've got one off of 19E in Elizabethton. We have our main office behind Elizabethton High School, and then off of West Oakland Avenue in Johnson City.
There you go. Good report, as always.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Andrew Lewis, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Northeast Community Credit Union. It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor inviting you to join me and Dr. John Mitten as the Cyclones host Crockett on Tuesday night at John Treadway Gymnasium for a doubleheader for the varsity basketball. Airtime at 6:15 Tuesday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones!
Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Polls are out for high school boys basketball in the great state of Tennessee for this week. Let's start 4 classes now. Let's start in 4A. Number 1 team in the state is Bartlett. Cordova, number 2. Ravenwood, number 3. The Bearden Bulldogs, number 4th in the state right now. Independence, number 5. Siegel, 6. Cookville, 7th. Powell, 8. 9th is Beach, and Ray County are the top 10. Of course, no teams from our neck of the woods, obviously, in the top 10 of the state. In 4A, but in 3A, there is. In 3A, the number 1 team is Knox Fulton. Fayette Ware is at number 2. Unicoi County, or rather Dyer County, number 3. Unicoi County, number 4 in the state right now. For Josh Simmons' ball club, they can play. Lawrence County, number 5. Munford, 6. Upperman, the Bees, at number 7 in the state. Ridgeway, number 8. Chester County, number 9. And Red Bank at number 10. Crockett, the team we'll see tonight. Honorable mention in 3A basketball in the state for the boys. And they, again, can play. We'll have that for you tonight in the second game of our doubleheader. We'll go in there at 6:15. Lady Cyclones and the Lady Pioneers, and then the guys to follow. And again, Crockett, honorable mention in the state this week in 3A. In 2A, the number 1 team in the state is Douglas. Gatlinburg Pittman at number 2. Kingston at number 3. Grundy County number 4. Summertown 5th. Tyner Academy at 6th out of Chattanooga. South Green, the Rebels boys team at number 7 in the state in 2A. basketball this week. Hello, Gary Taylor. How you doing, buddy? Camden, number 8, and Austin East, number 9. Again, Richard Grindstaff watching in Huntington Beach, California. How you doing, sir? Way out there. Long-haul truck driver watching us in California. Thank you. In single-A basketball, the number 1 team is Santa Fe. Harriman at number 2. Middleton at number 3. Pickett County, number 4. Eagleville, number 5. University at, now is that University High? Should be. They're playing good at number 6 in the state. Houston County 7, Richland 8, Chattanooga Prep 9th, and Rockwood rounds out the top 10. So I need to double check and see if that in fact is, just says University. But they're a single A school. I'm going to go with that. University High is number 6 in the state in single A basketball. Who plays where tonight? One game last night, Mitchell County, North Carolina beat Cloudlands guys 71-39. Who plays where tonight? Science Hill plays at Jeff County. Guys and girls, these are doubleheaders. Dobbinsville and Morristown West. Now, an asterisk on this, you need to check and see if your school's out today, do you play? Some schools are closed because of the wind today. So here's what's scheduled. Just need to check with your local school, your local team, see if they're playing. Science Hill, Jeff County. Dobbinsville and Morristown West tonight. Volunteer at Daniel Boone. Unicoi County will be at Tennessee High. Unicoi County in 4th in the state right now. They'll be at Viking Hall tonight. North Green plays at Sullivan East. Cherokee at Greenville. The Hampton Bulldogs hosting Happy Valley tonight. Happy Valley is much improved under Shane Williams. Those guys, pretty good basketball team. Johnson County at Chucky Doak tonight. Kachia hosting University High. Unaka, the Rangers play at Washburn. Providence Academy at Grace Christian. Tri-Cities Christian goes to Knox Webb. South Green, the Rebels, number 7 in the state in 2A basketball. They'll be at West Green tonight. Granger Claiborne and Clinch at Independent Athletic Ministries. It's a new team. Independent Athletic Ministries. So that's your boys and girls high school basketball schedule for. Hello, Rick Ranson down in Pensacola. What's the weather like in Pensacola today? I bet it's not raining and about 42 degrees like it is here. Curious, Rick, see what it's like on the white sands of Pensacola Beach this morning. I've said this every year now for about 3 or 4 years. We are going to, on a road trip, I'm going to Pensacola this year to do a live broadcast. I sat down over Christmas and made my goals. That's one of my goals. I'm going to Pensacola to do a show. Going to do that. Hang out with my buddy Rick Ranson, childhood buddy. That's your high school basketball schedule again for today and tonight. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for a perfect barbecue. In Michigan last night, dominating the Washington Huskies 34-13. A lot of hope on the lads in Knoxville for next year. Tennessee getting a lot of hype, preseason 14th in the country for next year. In college football, again, the Vols men's team polls are out. They're number 5 in the state this week. We're going to take a quick break. He's here. We'll get him in while we can. Our fearless leader here, Brian Pipkin, is in the house. Want to get him on. We'll do that right after this. One of our great sponsors, the good folks downtown from, let's see, I would say it's probably time for you to hear all about the good folks at Duck Crossing on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's a 3-story antique mall, huge. We have like over 50,000 square feet and over 50 different vendors, all kind of with their own little niche. It sort of feels like walking back into the past.
Amen.
You can see things from all decades. We have glassware and kitchen things, and then we also have tools and jars and bottles and lots of sports memorabilia. Even the local Elizabethton, some of the local guys who were here, Jason Witten, there's some of his cards and different items in there as well.
Hours are open at Duck Crossing.
We're open 11 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and then 10 to 6 on Saturdays. We stay open later whenever they have the car shows on Saturday nights or for the First Friday events.
Yep. Social media, how do we find you?
We are on Facebook at Duck Crossing Elizabethton, and then on Instagram we are Duck Crossing Antiques.
Yep. One of our sponsors is Cyclone Sports. Got to check them out. I buy stuff there all the time. Misty Counts and the good folks at Duck Crossing Antique Mall in downtown Elizabethton.
These are the hands that planted the seed and pulled the weeds and fixed the engine and harvested the crop and loaded the truck. But of all these hands do, nothing is more important than being a good neighbor. From the farm to Food City, local produce is all in a day's work.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. We got the owner sitting right beside us here. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Tom. I am fantastic.
Yes. Love coming out here. Man, you pull in the parking lot, you can just smell it. Woo, doggies.
That's what we're shooting for.
Oh, absolutely. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Hello, Baker. Hello, Steve Shipley, watching down in Middle Tennessee. So we got him really cool. We got Richard Grindstaff, the over-the-road truck driver, watching in his truck in Huntington Beach, California. Got Rick Ransom watching in Pensacola. Got Lisa Baker in Elizabeth and Gary Taylor in Colonial Heights. We got Steve Shipley down in Middle Tennessee, so we got him everywhere. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Of course, Brian's our pregame sponsor of everything we do. A Cyclone basketball got a doubleheader tonight. Lady Cyclones at 6:15 against Crockett. The boys are honorable mention the state this week. Crockett's boys will take on Elizabethton. We got a back-to-back. Pregame brought to you by Phil's Dream Pit. Last night, Michigan. Whoo! They win things in the trenches, sir. You win your games in the trenches. And yes, holy smoke, they had some hosses in the trenches of Michigan. There's some big old corn-fed boys up there, sir.
Big old boys.
Lousy, mercy.
If you don't remember the name Mason Graham after last night,
yeah.
then, I got a feeling you're looking at a top 10 draft pick right there after that game. Right? He was wreaking havoc all over the field.
The stud. Lousy, mercy. He can play. So can the Wolverines. So you look at they set the tone early. We're going to pound it. And they did. And, of course, they had 303 yards of rushing offense, more than Washington's total offense of the game. They only had 301 as a team. Michigan had 303 running the football. They had no answer.
No, the game never appeared as close as the score was at any point. I mean, from the opening drive, there was never a point where you thought Michigan may lose this ball game. You thought maybe Washington will come back, maybe they'll make a game of it, but just in control start to finish. You and I talked before the show, just a very impressive performance from a team that they got better and better as the year went on. A sign of a well-coached team, and hard to do when you've lost your head coach for half the season. Just really, really impressed by what they did.
First time they had two running backs run for 100 yards in the national championships. Alabama's guys did it. Lacey and T.J. Yeldon back in the day for Alabama. So, they just loaded up and loaded the wagons. Here we come. Stop them if you can, and they couldn't. And so, by the way, Baker says their quest for perfect barbecue is over. They have the perfect barbecue and the perfect toast.
Well, I appreciate that.
How about that?
I don't know that the quest is ever over. We're always striving to get better, but these guys make my job really, really easy. And it starts and ends with the people in the four walls of this building that come in every day and donate their times and talents. I'm an administrator. I just put them in place to try to be successful. They do all this stuff, and they deserve all the credit, and all the glory goes to God. So I'm just really grateful to be along for the ride, and excited about what he has in store for this restaurant and what it allows us to do in the community and for his kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Be a good place right there to drop in the verse of the day. We'll talk about Tennessee football coming up first, or coming up after that first. The verse of the day, we always dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross. Unashamedly we do that. Here it is, Psalms 145, verses 18 and 19 says, "The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him sincerely and in truth." Verse 19 says, "He will fulfill the desires of those who reverently and worshipfully fear him." How about this? "He will also hear their cries and will save them." Whew. Psalms 145, verses 18 and 19. And all God's people said, amen. Whew. That's awesome. Tennessee football, what do you think about Nico and the Citrus Bowl?
I thought Nico did a fantastic job in the Citrus Bowl, and I like what Josh Heupel's doing there. I think he's definitely our guy, and I look forward to a lot more 8, 9, 10 win seasons. But if Washington, Alabama, Florida State, Georgia would all tell you, those national championships are hard to come by, and I just hope that the fan base keeps it a little in check. I was just sitting here thinking while you're reading the verse of the day, we've got our guy, but you know what? Alabama's got their guy too. Georgia's got their guy. I think after the year they had, Missouri's pretty sure they've got their guy. Ole Miss made a pretty big investment in Kiffin. They've got their guy. There's a lot of teams in the SEC that have their guy or have those eyes on that national title. And it's a brutal road every year. I mean, I don't think anyone could watch that Georgia team just dismantle Florida State and think they didn't deserve a chance to play for the national championship. The 12-team playoff's a great step in the right direction, but these teams just beat the daylights out of each other all year long, and I think it showed in that Alabama-Michigan game. Michigan seemed a lot fresher than Alabama did. But they played Iowa. Yeah. Alabama had to play Georgia to get there. So,
yep, well put. By the way, Carrie Taylor says, and she's right, we gave some folks some smoked hams for Christmas. Everybody came back to me. Everybody. I gave us smoked hams as a present, said, the best smoked ham we've ever had. I don't know whether you should put that on the menu year-round or not, but I'm telling you, everybody I went and gave hams to, they called me. I didn't have to ask them. They called me and said, dude, put us down for the next time they have them. I said, probably Easter. I said, because they are awesome. So there you go.
They are Easter. We can do a ham occasionally by special request. If somebody gives us a call and gives enough notice, I can usually procure one and get it ready to go for you. So if that's something you're interested in, just let us know. We'll do our best to accommodate you. But we
we're just good.
We take a lot of care and a lot of pride in them. Shelly, Brandon, Phil, myself, Huddy. It's an honor in this restaurant to get to work ham day. I know that's kind of may seem like a crazy thing, but you invite somebody to come work on hams, and they're going, really? I get to do that now?
That'd be her right there.
That'd be her right there, Honey Gibson, our head pit master. To my knowledge, we are the only restaurant in the Tri-Cities with a female leading the cooking charge, and she is doing a fantastic job. We are extremely lucky to have her. Her work ethic is unparalleled. She brings it every day, and if you've not tried her ribs, brisket, you are missing out.
Oh. She's pit mama, what we call her.
Yeah, pit mama, that's
pit
right.
Mama. Ain't no pit. He's gone. Brandon took off, and that's okay. So we groomed this young lady, and she is doing a wonderful job. So the hams.
It all starts with Phil Pipkin. Everybody here has been trained either directly or indirectly by him. His recipes, the way we do things, top quality ingredients. Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, what's your secret? And I was like, well, to have good food, Papa John's used to say you start with the best ingredients. I'm not sure that's the right example to use, but that I don't think, I told him, I said, when you take the important things out, and I'm not talking about bags of sugar or anything like that, but meats that we buy, seasonings, I don't think there's anything we buy that we couldn't get cheaper if that was our goal. but when we buy ribs, we know the quality of ribs we get. The people that get it from know the kind of ribs we want. They know we want a meaty, the care and the pride that we take in them. So we start by spending a little more, and I think the food shows it. And then just the extreme amount of care that Shelley and Honey and all the people here have put into this. As I said, I'm really just happy that God's put me as the person here. These guys make my job look really easy. They make us look good every day. And I appreciate the heck out of them.
Hello to Jimmy Stout down in Georgia. Again, hello to Rick in Pensacola. Hello to, Gary Taylor here in Colonial Heights. Got him in Elizabethton watching. Got him in Johnson. Thank you, all of you, wherever you are, watching the show. And a lot of folks come back and watch it tonight. They like it and share it, and we appreciate that very much. Tennessee men's basketball, 5th in the country. The new polls came out. They stay at number 5, and so they'll turn right around tomorrow and put it on the line. They'll fly to Starkville to battle Mississippi State. What's your take on the Tennessee men's basketball team?
If they don't make it past the Sweet 16, everybody's going to be calling for Rick Barnes' head again. And, that just I know at the end of the year, there's only one national champion. There's only 4 Final Four teams. Is this a team that should make it to the Elite Eight? I certainly think they're underachieving if they don't. Is it a Final Four team? It's certainly got a shot at it. Tennessee's never had a Final Four team, and I think I want that as badly as any fan. But, I just think these championships are hard to come by. And I think this is as good as the Tennessee teams look since the senior year for Schofield, and
they're loaded. They got the pieces and the parts.
Grant
Williams.
Grant Williams, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Schofield and Grant Williams. We'll see what they do. Anything can happen in these tournaments. That you show that all the time. But day in and day out, this team's bringing it, and overcoming a lot of adversity, a lot of really tough losses early in the year. Lost to 2 really good teams, but they bounced back nicely, playing really well in the SEC, and that's what it's all about. Win the regular season, win that SEC tournament, get you a good seed, and then go to work.
We're here live at Phil's Dream Pit. He's the owner, of course. The Quest for Perfect Barbecue, Interstate 26, Eastern Star exit. We're going to talk about the meat by the pound coming up here in a second, but you look at this Tennessee team, and you look at college basketball. There was a while when Kentucky and North Carolina were kind of like dogs, really. I mean, compared in Kentucky and North Carolina terms. This week, they're back in at number, 6 and 7 in the country. You have Tennessee, Kentucky, and North Carolina, I think in that order. But for me, as a basketball guy, I think it's great that you got Kentucky and North Carolina back to where they once were. Now they're back in top 10 playing really good hoops in Lexington and Chapel Hill.
I agree with you. And nobody wants to see what happened in Nebraska football. I don't think you want these powerhouse programs that have always been powerhouse programs. They're deserving of that recognition, and they deserve to be at the top. I mean, they're there for a reason. Hopefully the Lady Vols will get back to that level at some point, but still. I mean, how many straight years in the tournament? My goodness, it's
20.
Yeah, they're not all that bad. They're just not. Maybe they're not Pat Stomach good right now.
Good way to look at it. We've got basketball coming up. Speaking of tonight, doubleheader: Lady Cyclones and Lady Pioneers at 6:15. We'll go on air with the broadcast. Brought to you by pregame show by Phil's Dream Pit, and then the second game, honorable mention in the state this week. Crockett's boys team can play, and so can the girls team. They're both very, very good. And so both of our teams in a rebuilding mode, so we'll see how it goes tonight. 6:15 airtime with the ladies and the boys to follow. Dr. John Mitten will bring it to you. Hello to Whitney Blevins. Just left there a few minutes ago. One of our 8 sponsors, Northeast Community Credit Union. She runs the branch on Oakland Avenue in Johnson City. Awesome lady, does a great job. She really runs a very efficient branch for Northeast Community Credit Union. So you look at the sports world, and everybody kind of takes a big collective sigh and says, okay, college football's over. Now we turn our attentions to the NFL. Wild card weekend. I was checking the weather before I came over here. In Kansas City on Saturday, the high is going to be around 12 or 13. In Buffalo, when they entertain, gosh, I can't remember who they got. I'll have to look at it here. I got it right here. When Buffalo entertains their opponent, going to be snowing in Buffalo. You go, oh, gosh, but it's supposed to. It's cold weather areas. Of course, Kansas City's not that cold area, but see what we got here, the playoffs. Yep, Cleveland and Houston on Saturday. Miami's going to be in Kansas City. The Steelers go to Buffalo. They won't bother the Steeler fans, the Steeler players. They're going to be used to it.
Wouldn't think so.
Let's break it down. See what you think. Cleveland and Houston on Saturday at the wild card game in the AFC. Who do you like, sir?
Tell you what, Cleveland Browns with Joe Flacco at the helm just seem to be rolling. It's hard to believe that your fourth or fifth choice at quarterback's been the missing piece all year, but that team has just absolutely been on fire with him at the helm. And I take Cleveland in this one. I don't think they're going to beat Baltimore when the chips are down, but I think they're going past the first round.
Yep. So the winner will get Baltimore. The other game on Saturday, the night game in Kansas City. Whew, about 12 degrees. That football feel like a cinder block, kicking it and catching it. The Chiefs and the Dolphins. Like Kansas City Mahomes?
I don't like the Dolphins in a cold weather game. And even if you're not talking about a team from Miami, you're talking about a team who lives throwing the football. They throw the ball to open up the run in the spread, essentially a college spread offense.
You're right.
I think that I think Kansas City wins. I think they're the team that's able to run the ball better. I think they're a more traditional team, and you typically find that foul weather starts to favor traditional Woody Hayes 3 yards in a cloud of dust style football. Neither one of these teams are built that way, but Kansas City's built more that way than Miami is, and better defense.
Final AFC game on Sunday at 1 o'clock, as we said, in Buffalo, the Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bills won the AFC East last weekend against the Dolphins. Can they do it against the Steelers? Can Mike Tomlin and the Steelers go up there and pull off the upset using Mason Rudolph as a quarterback?
I think Rudolph gives them a better chance than Kenny Pickett did at least right now. But, Buffalo struggled a little middle of the season, but I'm going to take Buffalo in this game hands down. I don't think Pittsburgh even keeps it close. I think Buffalo. I think Josh Allen throws that ball around a little bit. Cook's been great all year. They picked up Leonard Fournette, and I think Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo all the way to the AFC Championship game. I think that's the team you're going to see playing the Ravens for the championship.
The 3 NFC games on the middle game on Sunday, the 4:30 kickoff in Dallas, the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Mike McCarthy going back against his old team. Who you like there, the Cowboys or Green Bay?
I just have to say, I've got a good friend who's a Cowboys fan. We were trying to plan a meeting at church for Sunday, and he was waiting until kickoff time was announced to say whether he could come or not. And he sent me a text and said, I'm good till 3:45 based on kickoff. And I sent him a message back and said, well, you don't get too many of these Cowboy playoff games, so you got to cherish them when they come around.
Ouch.
So, but I'll take Dallas in this one.
Dallas?
Yeah, I'll take Dallas in this one. If defense wins championships, that Cowboys defense is awful good.
The Rams and Detroit, Lions' first home football game in the playoff in 30 years. Detroit or the Rams on Sunday night?
What a cool story having Bradford and Goff playing each other after they swapped spots. I'm going to go with the upset on this one. The Lions have been up and down all year, and the Rams are peaking at the right time. I'm going to take the Rams.
All right. Last one on Monday night, coming up this coming Monday, would be Philadelphia, the Eagles in Tampa Bay to battle the Buccaneers. Eagles are struggling. Can Tampa Bay pull off the upset?
Eagles are struggling against the Tampa Bay team that's not really very good. I mean, they're. I saw a little graphic the other day that said that record wins your division for Tampa Bay, and it's dead last if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. So same record. Bengals had a little help from the Browns, just basically throwing in the towel on Sunday to get there. And credit to Tampa Bay, they beat a terrible Carolina team without scoring a touchdown, but somehow managed to go to the playoffs. This game on Monday night, I'm less excited about than any playoff game. I'm sure I'll watch it. I look for Tampa to eke out a really close one. But it's anybody's guess. I don't think the winner of this game is going very far.
Who's your super? That's pretty interesting. Hello, Courtney Mathena. How you doing in Bud Street? How you doing? We're live at Phil's Dream Pit. All right, so who's your two teams in the Super Bowl?
49ers, Ravens.
49ers and Ravens. That's pretty quick to say that because both those teams get a bye, waiting on the rest of the field to come to them. So.
There are a lot of years you question it, but I think if you look at the overall body of work and what they're doing in this time right now, because you talk about teams that get hot at the end, being really tough in the playoffs, regards to their record, but these aren't just the two best teams in football; they're probably the two hottest teams in football right now too. So they're very good teams, peaking at the right time. Home field advantage all the way through for both teams, and both teams play really well at home. I think 49ers and Ravens, and I look for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl.
There you go. You've heard it right here from the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, where we are broadcasting live. All right. Hello, Courtney Mathena. How you doing? At Bud Street. Let's hit this right here, sir. We're talking to our buddy Brian Pipkin, one of the great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Brian Pipkin, tell me about Meat by the Pound from Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, that's really one really good thing that we do and that we offer. Of course, we have our dream packs where you get your meats, your sides, everything you need for a full meal. But if you're heading to church, you need a main dish, or you're have all your sides worked out and you're just looking for something, we will sell our meats just strictly by the pound in bulk. Pulled pork, pulled chicken, we do at $14.99 a pound. We do our smoked turkey at $14.99 a pound. If you're hankering for some brisket, that's a little more. I think it goes at $26.99, but we'll do brisket by the pound. If you're just meats, you're on a keto diet, anything of that nature, we'll fix it by the pound for you. If you're not ready to eat it today, we'll even vacuum seal it for you, get it ready to refrigerate or freeze, and give you instructions on heating it back up. And that's how we do it here in the restaurant. We talk sometimes about not being able to please everybody all the time, but I had a customer leave a review one time, said I prefer my food cooked to order, and I was thinking, well, we'll be happy to do that for you, but it's going to take about 14 hours. So you order it, we'll pop it on the smoker, and we'll let you know when it's done. But the reality of smoking meat is that it's not feasible to pull it off the smoker as people order it. So we are actually the only restaurant in Sullivan County, the only one I know of in the Tri-Cities, that is authorized by the health department to vacuum seal meat. It's a very special process that you have to go through, a process that actually my Uncle Phil and Diana wrote when health department regulations changed. They literally wrote the book on this. But we can seal the meat. It stays fresh that way. Absolutely, the way that we do it here in the restaurant, you can do it at home. So you can take this meat home, and if you got a stovetop and a pot, you can have it just as fresh and just as good as we serve it right here in the restaurant. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in. My wife and I order takeout, and a lot of times it's sitting on the shelf for 30 minutes, and regardless of them telling you not to come for 30 minutes, and you get it and it's cold. And we take a lot of pride in our takeout, trying to have it ready when we tell customers it'll be ready, and not too early, not late with it, where it's good to eat. And same thing with our meat by the pound. Like I said, we'll seal it up for you and get it ready to go where you can enjoy it at your convenience and have the same quality you get right here in the restaurant.
Hours are open?
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take the Lord's Day off on Sunday, and we take Monday off to try to give our team 2 days off. Part of what helps them be so good, we try to make sure they've got a quality of life away from this restaurant, so they bring the best to the customers when they're here.
Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. We're working on other social media, but right now we're on Facebook, Phil's Dream Pit. You can follow us there. We often post specials there. We'll tell you anytime there's a change in our hours or anything like that. So definitely follow us on Facebook. You send a message, that comes directly to me. I'll do my best to answer it and give you any information I can.
Phone number is 349-6437. Meat by the pound, pulled chicken, pulled beef, pork, turkey, brisket, chicken salad, or full half rack of ribs. Meat by the pound here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Brian Pipkin and the folks, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. We just made us a commercial, sir. Good job.
Thank you, sir. Good job.
Good job.
I appreciate you.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. There you go. That's our buddy Brian Pipkin. Get that right there and let him get back to work. So, Brian Pipkin. That's all I need today. he's due in here. Let's see if he makes it. So, so we appreciate him very much. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Your heat pump, what kind of shape's it in? Cold weather's a coming, you know that. It's not here yet, but it's coming. Is your heat pump in tip-top shape? Your residential, your work-related, or even your church heat pump. They'll work on all three advanced heat pump systems on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Colder weather.
Believe it or not, it's finally time. It seems like summer was here forever, and we're finally getting some cool mornings. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do? What do we need to do? How can you help us?
We need to come out and make sure that your heat's ready to go. Check refrigerant levels. Make sure you're not running on auxiliary heat. You don't want that first electric bill to be $500-600. So you need to make sure your heat pump's working the way it should be. And gas furnaces, we need to check gas furnaces. Make sure they're burning correctly. Not want to poison you. You don't want to not wake up one morning because your furnace wasn't clean.
Mm-hmm.
Check filters. Make sure everybody's changes their filters regularly. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you'll do that for us, right? You'll change them out?
We'll change them if you got them.
Doing the maintenance? Yeah.
Yeah, if you got them. Now, we don't carry filters with us, but, if you got them, we'll definitely change it for you. Or if you tell us ahead of time, we'll change it. We just, we don't carry filters for every house. But
So preventive maintenance is the key to this, right?
Yeah, coming out, we recommend, especially if it's, an older system, checking it out, twice a year, especially gas furnaces. You need to check out the gas heat and your air conditioner, so that's our big emphasis this time of year is checking gas furnaces, making sure they're burning properly and things like that. So
Phone number to call?
926-2665.
How do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook, Advanced Heat Pump, and we've got our website, advancedheatpump.com.
I can give you a recommendation, folks. He fixed mine, he can fix yours. Call this man. Let him help you and his staff. Advanced Heat Pump Systems, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports.
It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor inviting you to join me and Dr. John Mitten as the Cyclones host Crockett on Tuesday night at John Treadway Gymnasium for a doubleheader for the varsity basketball. Airtime at 6:15 Tuesday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones!
A half-off event's going on now at Cannon's Furniture. Take half off or more on your new furniture, plus get 0% interest financing. Savings on every bedroom, living room, dining room, every room of your home. Take half off. Going on now at Cannon's Furniture in Elizabeth.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's take a look at the National Hockey League. Jeff's here. We'll talk a little NASCAR coming up, the Chili Bowl. Yeah, what's that all about? He'll tell us coming up here in a few minutes. We told you about this yesterday. Congratulations to the Dobbins Minute Band. They were announced as the national winner of the inaugural Metallica Marching Band Competition. DB's band was crowned the winner of the large high school division in the competition. The band wins $15,000 in prize money to help provide for new musical equipment for the DB band. The inaugural competition challenged marching bands at all levels to craft the most exciting, unique, and impressive performance of music by the group Metallica. The DB band used the songs Masters of Puppets and Enter Sandman to perform. So, started working on this back in June. Well, they won it. All that hard work came to fruition. So, congratulations to Leif Cook and the Dobbins Minute Marching Band. They won $15,000, winners of the Metallica Band Competition. A nationwide award. So that's pretty cool from right here in little old East Tennessee in the Tri-Cities. National Hockey League on the ice tonight. Who skates? The Predators and home against Anaheim. Last night, your winners, Vancouver, the Pittsburgh Penguins, Dallas, and Columbus skate to wins in the National Hockey League. Tonight on the ice, Seattle skates at Buffalo. Tampa Bay hosting L.A. San Jose, the Sharks in Toronto against the Maple Leafs. Vancouver will be in New York against the Islanders. The St. Louis Blues, I love that, the Blues, hosting Florida. Columbus skates in Winnipeg. Chicago, the Blackhawks on the ice tonight at home against Edmonton. Boston skates at Arizona. And Ottawa will be in Calgary against the Flames. Again, the Predators They'll drop the puck at 8 o'clock tonight at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville against the Anaheim Ducks. So we'll see how that goes tonight for the Predators, who continue to chase Dallas in the Central Division of the National Hockey League. So go Predators. It's that Tennessee team. We're all about them. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. He's in the house, ready to go. Don't forget we got the brisket chili here today. Woo, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Brisket chili. We'll take a break. We'll come right back after this from Double C Western Supply. We are live here on the road at Phil's Dream Pit. Tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Thursday will be at Big John's Closeouts. And Friday, we be taking the day off. We'll be right back after this from Double C Western Supply. And again, with Double C Western Supply, a lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service, I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the next newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them, and just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like, mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabethton. Again, social media, they're there, and also the website, doublecwestern.com. So, proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diana and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabethton. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does. Look who stopped by. Yep, our buddy Birchfield. You mentioned Phil's Dream Pit. Even Brian said, is he coming today? I said, oh, yeah. Phil's Dream Pit.
Brian knows I don't turn that one down.
No, it's like an old stray. You just say Phil's Dream Pit.
I'm there.
In fact, I called him last night. I called him this morning and called him last night to double check. Never heard from him because he's been very, very busy, but I got a text a few minutes ago. I'm on my way, coming at 12:30. I said, I got you. I understand it. What do you get when you get here?
Well, I love like their pulled chicken, pulled pork, but you mentioned that brisket chili. We was going to talk about the chili bowl. They got a pretty good chili bowl here at Phil's,
absolutely.
for sure.
Now, they brought food to this guy right here, and you kept going, during the commercial.
He's got, looks like some barbecue ribs.
You got some ribs?
Some good stuff there he's munching down on.
Yeah. They do it out here at Phil's Dream Pit. Huh?
I said it looks like he's enjoying it.
Oh, absolutely. Ain't much talking going on at that table. In fact, it's interesting when they get to sit down here. Now, once they stop, when they get done eating, there's a lot of people, sitting talking like these guys are, talking business. But when they first sit down, just a lot of grunting, a lot of this. You don't see much talking.
Not a whole lot.
No, fork to mouth, getting after it. So we're here right off of the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26, right across the street from Hayward Trucking. Easy to find. We're coming from Johnson City. Just come off the interstate and bear to the right, and it's here. We're coming from the Kingsport. Get off the interstate, come back up over the top of the over the ramp, and drop back down, and here we are. So it's very easy to find right off the exit, again, of Eastern Star of Interstate 26, peppering down the rain. As I said earlier, if it would be about 10 degrees colder, and it's not, we'd be up to our ears in snow, but we're not. We're just a lot of rain out there and wind, so drive careful. It's interesting driving out here today. You thought it was dry pavement in July. These truckers rolling like nobody else on the road. Blew my mind. I mean, they were driving very, very fast with the rain, so don't you do that. Hello, Michael Stansberry. How you doing, sir? Courtney Lathina. As we said, hello to Bud Street, my buddy Whitney Blevins. We are live here at Phil's Dream Pit. So NASCAR, we talked about last week, they're kind of just getting ready, getting ramped up. But this weekend, there's something called the Chili Bowl, which is a pretty cool event. 38th year, I think, of the Chili Bowl. What's this all about?
Well, it's little cars they call midget. Chili Bowl Midget Nationals is actually the official title to it. And, you know, a lot of the NASCAR guys, they come up in that open wheel style of racing. Christopher Bell's the 3-time, you know, champion of that. And Kyle Larson's won it a couple of times. Dave Blaney, who's Ryan Blaney's father, won it way back in 1993. And then you've got, I was looking here on the list you sent me. This year looks like Chase Briscoe, J.J. Yaley, and Josh Bilicki are the guys who are racing there, as well as Jesse Love, who moved up from ARCA to Race Xfinity for Richard Childress Racing this year.
It's indoors, right?
Yeah, it's indoors. It's Tulsa Expo Center out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma is where they have it.
Is it dirt or pavement?
It's dirt.
It's dirt?
It's dirt racing.
All right, dirt racing with the midgets. So the Chili Bowl. So it's a pretty big status thing to win this thing, right?
Oh, yeah, because there's over 300 competitors out there every year, and you advance, you know, from different heat races, advance to the A main, and then the winner of the A main, you know, wins the whole thing, the Chili Bowl.
So Kyle Larson's won it before. I think he's won it 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. That guy he wins anywhere, everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's really, I mean, they've had a big rivalry in NASCAR, but that's really where the rivalry between Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson really, you know, took off, was there at the Chili Bowl. Like I said, Christopher Bell's won it 3 times and Kyle Larson twice. And I mean, it just shows those talents of those two guys, because, you know, those cars are completely different than a big, heavy NASCAR stock car. You have to drive them a completely different way.
Cyclone basketball tonight, doubleheader. Hello, Jimmy Buck. We'll start at 6:15. The Cyclones and Crockett. Girls go first. Second game will be Crockett's boys are honorable mention in the state this week in the 3A polls, so they'll be in town, ready to go again at John Treadway Gymnasium. We'll hit it at 6:15. Dr. John Mitten and yours truly bringing it to you. Kerry Taylor running the camera. Looking forward to bringing it to you tonight. So NASCAR getting ever so closer to the start of the season. The big event really kind of gets it going out of the Coliseum, right?
Yeah, the Coliseum with the Busch, well, it used to be the Busch Class. I guess they call it the Clash at the Coliseum now. And then, of course, after that, they head to Daytona for the biggest race of the year. And the only sport that really starts off with their biggest event, the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it's, I mean, almost like to compare, have the Super Bowl, the first game of the year in the football.
Yeah, it's almost like you have this exhibition race. It'd be like the, you know, NASCAR, it'd be like NFL having just one big exhibition game, and then after that, hey, we're going to play the Super Bowl, you know. So.
That's exactly how it looks, and that's how it is. We're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Again, here on Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Courtney Mathena says, agree, Kerry Taylor, that ham is delicious. There you go. Oh, yeah. When you get a ham from here, a smoked ham, they're going to do them again for Easter, coming up in a couple of months. Unbelievably good. I mean, really. I got them for some folks this year, and everybody that I gave a ham to said, whoa, good stuff, smoked ham. Now, you ever had the ribs here?
I have had the ribs. They're delicious, yeah.
Is there anything up there you haven't had? Let me ask you that way.
I haven't had that smoked ham. I have to try that out. Smoked ham and smoked turkey, I'm sure both are really good.
Yeah, they had smoked turkey in the menu. Now, the ham, they just do it seasonal for Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, but the sandwich platter, you ever had pulled chicken here?
I have had pulled chicken. That's one of my favorites.
So I guess everything the man's he's been coming out here with me about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I guess once all said and done, you probably sampled everything on the place, haven't you?
Just about. I mean, there's not much. There's nothing out here that I can say I've don't like. You know, so that's a good thing. You know.
Oh, absolutely. All these awards, of course, I got the angle to talk to him, but when I come back, all these awards behind me up here on the wall, they did so many chili cook-offs and rib contests. They won so many times, they just stopped doing it. And they would go out and beat everybody. And Phil, the original owner, said, you know, it's just, we ain't going to fool with it. We win so many times, let somebody else win it. So that's how good it is here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. So any storylines right now in NASCAR you're hearing? Anything going on? Is it pretty quiet, or is it?
Pretty quiet at the moment, you know. I mean, it'll be cranked up here, obviously, here in just a few weeks. And I guess one of the biggest things, we mentioned Chase Briscoe. I just heard an interview with him I thought was pretty interesting. He was saying that, you know, his big goal this year, Stewart-Haas Racing had such an off year last year, but he said he wants to become the organization's Kevin Harvick, and what he means by that is Harvick obviously well outperformed the rest of the Stewart-Haas drivers, so, and Briscoe's got the most experience of the bunch now, so he and Ryan Preece, you know, and then Josh Berry coming in there new and all, and I think, you know, John Hunter's with the other team, but gosh, I'm trying to think in the 10 car now. My mind went blank. But anyway, I mean, I look for Chase to maybe have a big year with Stewart-Haas this year.
That's the name of the game. They need somebody to jump in there and kind of take over from the departed Kevin Harvick, who'll probably more than likely be in the broadcast booth. I haven't heard that officially, but I would think he'll be in the media.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in the broadcast booth.
Okay, he'll be in the booth. Okay.
Yeah,
so.
and he should be entertaining. He's going to be in there with his former teammate Clint Boyer, and those guys always seem to get along. So I look for him, to cut up and have a good time in the broadcast booth.
Yep. 2024. What are some things you're looking for in NASCAR coming up this year? Because I always ask at the end of the year to grade the year, and so what are some storylines you're looking at this year to the 2024 season right around the corner?
Well, I think can Ryan Blaney repeat as champion? As he really wasn't the favorite going into the playoffs, but he, was so strong there at the end of the season. Chase Elliott, can he come back? After he had the year with the injury, didn't win a race. How strong will he come back? And I expect him to come back really strong, bounce back. Kyle Busch in his second season with Richard Childress Racing, he won 3 races. Can he match that, this year? I think Joe Gibbs racing, Denny Hamlin, can he finally win that championship? He's, certainly in my mind earned the title best driver ever as far as without a series championship. So that's good. Brian's grinning like a possum. He sees me. He's like, I knew Jeff.
He said, oh, yeah. He's Burst always like an old stray dog. He'll be here. He'll come in. He smells that food. He comes in. So we're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star X of Interstate 26. So who is, we talked a couple of years ago about the young guns. And they've kind of matured now. But who's out there right now, do you feel like, some youngster coming up that's got Tom Buddy? This guy's a can't miss. He's going to be a superstar in the sport. Who do you think that would be?
As far as talent, a guy I really like is Zane Smith. The problem you run into in racing, and you do in all sports. I mean, if you get a quarterback like, say, Bryce Young's playing for my favorite NFL team, the Carolina Panthers, but there's no offensive line, so, he's had a terrible rookie year. And same thing happens in racing, obviously, maybe even to a larger degree, because, you're so dependent upon not only the crew, but the equipment that you're driving and stuff. But I really like Zane Smith's talent. Carson Hocevar, the few races he ran in Cup last year, he looked really good. Both those guys are out of the Truck Series. Josh Berry, we talked about, he's been around a while and a little older, but getting a shot there in the number 4 car, replacing Kevin Harvick. So, I think if they'll put a good car behind Josh, he could do some good things. He finished runner-up last year at Richmond in Chase Elliott's number 9 car. That's actually the best finish the 9 car had all season.
You know what I thought driving out today? I thought one of the questions I want to ask you, because it just dawned on me driving out here. You talk about all these Japanese and Korean players like Otani and Yamato and these guys coming over from Japan to play baseball. How come we never, does Japan have racing? How come we never hear about any drivers from other countries? Pablo Montoya was here for a while, but by and large, there's no Japanese or Korean. Do they even race in those countries?
You have Sato, who's won, 2 Indy 500s. They're just more geared toward the open wheel racing, and stuff. Indy car and Formula One style racing. Of course, now Shane Van Gissenberg, who won last year at Chicago on the street course, he's going to run quite a few NASCAR races this year with both Cup and Xfinity as well.
He had no clue. He's doing this stuff on the top of his head. He had no clue what I was going to ask him about that. He had any clue about anything we'll ask him. He knows it up here, folks. Product knowledge, this man's incredibly talented. Love having him on the show. We're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit. So, and of course, on the flip side, I'm always asking about the ladies. Is there any females up and coming right now?
A lot of people are really, Tori Brenninger, who's like in the Toyota program. A lot of people are, high on her right now. I guess she's probably, the one they're probably pushing the most and as far as promoting the most at the moment and stuff. There's nobody to the level of a Danica Patrick, promotion or anything for sure, though.
What about the Deegan girl? She doing any good?
Yeah, Haley Deegan. She's moving up to Xfinity this year. That's a big thing, big push from Ford, although, she really didn't do anything in the Truck Series that would warrant it, on a performance standpoint. But we'll see how she does now. She's getting that opportunity in the Xfinity Series.
The dirt's gone in Bristol this year, isn't it?
Yeah, going to be 2 concrete races. So I think, I think it is crucial, though, that people come out and support that Food City 500 weekend and stuff. The way NASCAR, I'm not saying they will lose the race, but, the way NASCAR is with the schedule right now, they've shown they're not afraid to move races around.
Nashville's trying to get a race somewhere down the line too, aren't they?
Yeah, at the fairgrounds, you know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Nashville, they're already racing. Well, it's really outside of Nashville, next to Murfreesboro there at Nashville Super Speedway, which I went to that race. This year's pretty good race that Ross Chastain won.
Happy birthday again today to Crystal Gale, 73. Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin having a birthday, is 80. Dave Matthews Band, a birthday boy, he's 57. So there's some musical folks having birthdays today. Of course, yesterday Elvis had a birthday. It would have been 89 yesterday. We're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit. All right, Enough. We'll do it again for me.
I said I want full of money
I'll do it for the show.
for you to get ready.
I'll go, okay, go.
Now don't you?
Step on my blue suede shoes.
There we go.
There you go. We're on the road. Birchfield and Taylor, just like Brooks and Dunn. Well, I'll give you top billing. Birchfield alphabetically, B goes before T. Birchfield and Taylor in concert Friday night.
I'll be a hard-working man.
Oh, boy.
We're going off the rails now for sure.
No, we're just having fun. Just a couple good old boys talking. People like that. People tell me stuff all the time. You guys, yesterday we started talking about Lego sets and Tinker toys. And did you have Tinker toys when you were a kid?
No, I don't remember the Tinker toys.
Lego set?
Now my son, he loved Legos and stuff.
Right.
So
What'd you have growing up?
I had a lot of those little Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars.
Matchbox cars, yeah.
I'd get them on the floor and I'd pretend different race drivers and stuff and put numbers on them and all that stuff.
There you go. See? Everybody has a history of toys. By the way, sit down the other night of all movies. I love watching Toy Story. I don't know why. It's just everything they do. It's just so cool. I mean, they had at one point, Woody was outside down on the ground, and they had the barrel monkeys. Remember the barrel monkeys? Playing with the guy's kid? And linked together, bring him back out of the rain. And I thought it's such a cool, I don't know, something about Toy Story movies, but Toy Story 4, watched it the other night.
Oh, yeah. I remember you was talking those games growing up. I remember one of the favorites was like Operation. You know, you'd have those tweezers and try to, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Trouble. Had that one to hit the thing in the middle, playing Trouble. And Operation.
Yeah, my mom loved board games, so we'd always play Yahtzee and Monopoly and all those, you know. So
oh, really? Cool stuff. NFL football. Let's take a look at that before I let you go. He keeps looking at the menu. I think he's hungry. Look at the menu board up there, and I get it. Saturday, Cleveland and Houston. Who do you like there, the Browns or the Texans?
Browns been playing really well lately, so I think I'm going to go with them in that one.
All right. You have the Dolphins in Kansas City, about 12 degrees Saturday night for the ball game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's Dolphins been really good this year, too. You know, when he's healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I think you've got to go with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at home on that one.
On Sunday, the Steelers will be in Buffalo to battle the Bills. Who do you like there?
That'll be a good game, but I like the Bills. You know, I know that's a big win they pulled out Sunday night, beating the Dolphins. So, you know, I really like how Josh Allen's playing, and I like the Bills in that one.
So I'm going to pull the upset special. I'm going with Mason Rudolph and the Steelers. I don't know why, but I am. I just think they'll go up there and beat them. I think Buffalo, I don't know, they seem a little overconfident to me when I'm watching them. So I'm going to go with the Steelers in the upset. Green Bay at Dallas.
Hard to beat the Cowboys there at home. I mean, they're tough when they're playing on the turf, so I like the Cowboys in that one.
All right. The Rams and, do you call it Detroit or Detroit?
I guess I've always called it Detroit.
Detroit.
How does Kiss call it? Like Detroit Rock City?
Detroit Rock City, yep.
But that one should be a fantastic game. You've got Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit, and, of course, Goff, you know, was quarterback there at the Rams before, so big trade. But the way the Lions have been playing this year, well, that one I think I'm going with the upset. I think I like the Rams in that one, actually.
Speaking of, it's a crazy story. Speaking of Kiss in Detroit Rock City, see, here we go on a rabbit trail, but back in the day, my buddy said him and his girlfriend had a fight way back in the day. Calls me up and says, hey, let's go to the concert. I said, well, where's Mandy's? And Mandy, we had a fight. I said, oh, okay. I got a ticket. You want to go? I said, she's not going. He said, no, she's not going. We had a fight. Okay. Well, where are we going? Just get in the car. We'll go. I said, okay. So I get in the car. I look at the ticket. I had no clue where I was going. I thought, okay, what the heck? The lead group, or the feature group, was the Doobie Brothers. I was like, okay, going to be a good concert, the Doobie Brothers. Warm-up band, I said, Kiss. There's a group called Kiss. That's a warm-up band? He said, yeah, it's like a new group. Never heard of them before. I said, I don't know. What do you know about them? I said, a group named Kiss. They're a bunch of sissies, and we're all laughing, going down the road in the car. So we get in there, the lights go down, all of a sudden flames, and I'm like, what in the Sam Hill I got myself into here? But Kiss opened up for the Doobie Brothers when they were nobodies back in the day, and so the rest of the story. And one of the songs he sang was Detroit Rock City. That's where I'm going with this. So it's crazy. What was the first concert you went to? You remember?
Golly, I was trying to remember. I did go to one of the Kiss concerts there at Freedom Hall, but went to a few. I'll be honest, I can't really remember the exact one. I've went to a few rock and a few country, over the years.
There you go.
One of the best ones I went to, like a cheap concert, they had the Tennessee Valley Fair down there in Knoxville's a Marshall Tucker band, so that's good.
So we'll get on to the NFL. So what was the best concert you ever been to in person?
Probably Alabama.
Okay.
I just like their songs and stuff a lot,
Who's the worst?
I don't know if I had any where I really thought were terrible or anything like that.
Yeah.
I know my ex-wife wanted to go to the Reba McEntire concert, which actually turned out, pretty entertaining. She's, as far as a show person, she's fantastic.
Been on a good show. Well, let's see. I guess mine would have been Leonard Skinner. Heck of a show back in the day. The worst one I ever saw. Unbelievable. Wouldn't listen today, and he makes great music. Waylon Jennings, the worst concert. The guy was a great concert. Let me back up. But the guy, it's almost like a plexiglass between us and the crowd, between him and the crowd. The man never said a word to us in the crowd. He would turn around and say, boys, let's do Rainy Day Women. All right. Boom. Boys, let's do, it's like almost they were in a practice session. He never said hello, stick in your ear, hope you have a great night. Not a word. Did he ever speak the whole concert to the crowd? I mean, you felt like so detached. Anyway.
I know Alan Jackson, he wasn't, very active on stage or whatever. He's a great singer, but he's not one that's going to dance around and stuff. I'll take that back. The best concert I ever went to was a few years ago. They had the hurricane relief thing when the big hurricane hit Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to go to this concert in Nashville. The company I was working for at the time got us a couple of free tickets because we were taking a couple of sponsors down there. And so we ended up seeing they had like all kinds of huge country acts, like George Strait was there, Martina McBride, and like a lot of those people. So it's not just one artist, it's several,
So we went and saw Alan Jackson a year ago in June, and that's when he really, before he while he was still touring. In fact, the tour was winding down because of his illness, but put on a great show down at Thompson Bowling. So the best one you saw was Alabama. Can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah. Well, and then I remember when Kenny Chesney's first getting started out, he had a concert over at Sullivan North, and my ex-wife had gone to. She actually went to high school with Rodney Atkins, and then she went to college with Kenny there. So we went over there and saw Kenny at, Sullivan North. I'm sure he wouldn't know me nowadays, if I saw him, but, back then it was pretty cool.
Back in the day, went to a place called the Bowery in Myrtle Beach, and I was sitting there one night, and here they're passing this huge Chase and Sanborn coffee can, metal can, through the crowd for tips. This is a group from Fort Payne. They call themselves Alabama. Okay. They were like no names, nobodies, literally. And so they were, I think they got paid a little bit, but they made, a lot of the money on the house tips passing the coffee can through the stands or through the crowd. So, in fact, Baker says Alabama and Garth are the best. So, there you go. All right, let me ask you one more and we'll get back to football. So you got me going there. We're talking to Jeff Birchfield. If there was one person you could have seen that's passed away, didn't get a chance to see him, or just they're not touring anymore, who'd you like to see?
Well, they still tour, but that one of the singers is gone now, and that's the Eagles. I never got to see the original ones. I'd love to see them with Glenn Fry. I know my best friend went down there to the big concert in Knoxville a few years ago, and I, didn't spend the money to go. That's probably one, I guess, if I ever regret it, not going to a concert, because that's always my favorite band, and favorite songs always take it to the limit.
Saw the original Eagles one time. They were incredible. It sounded just like the album. There was no technical snags. They pride themselves in having that. In fact, they always said, who's the drummer? Just went blank. The drummer of the Eagles, Don Henley, said, we want you to come to our concert, and it's like you're sitting at home listening to the CD or the album. We want it to be technically perfect. And when we saw them, they were technically perfect. So They were cool. If I could go out and see one more, I wish you'd go back out on tour. Had a chance to go watch him 2 or 3 years ago, didn't go. Bob Seger and the Silver Bowler Band. I like to see Seger.
Yeah.
But he's not touring anymore. He's I think, hung it up. All right, let's see. We got down to Green Bay, Dallas, and Detroit. Oh, we got on to Detroit with Kiss. All right, the final game coming up in the NFL playoffs on Monday night. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You like the Eagles or Tampa Bay down in Florida?
I guess I'll pull for the Eagles in that one. That's my son's favorite team, so I guess I'll say fly, Eagles, fly on that one.
What did you think of last night's game, Michigan and Washington? Did you get a chance to watch it? What was your take on it?
I purposely avoided most of it because of the 128 or so teams in FCS or FBS football. My least favorite team is Michigan, and I figured they were going to win easily, and they did.
They did, yeah.
But, I mean, that being said, congratulations. What a great job by Jim Harbaugh and company this year. I mean, they've been the best team pretty much all through the season, I felt like.
Does he stay or does he go?
I think he goes, you know. I mean,
NFL?
I think the NFL's he probably doesn't want to fool the NCAA anymore. And then, I mean, the Chargers and Bears and so many of these teams have interest in him, you know. I think he'll probably like to be back in the NFL.
You know where he's going?
I know. I mean, I haven't heard
You want to hear it?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
I'm on the cutting edge. I know what it said. Washington's going to win last night. Tell you what I know. But what I'm hearing from folks that would probably be in the know and in the loop is he's being courted pretty heavily behind the scenes by the Raiders. Tom Brady's out there with the Raiders. He's got Mark Davis's here. And, of course, Brady is real tight with Jim Harbaugh from the Michigan days. So the word is that he may end up being the new coach for the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think Harbaugh, as good a coach as he is in college, I think he's even a better NFL coach. I mean, you know, he had the Super Bowl he went to where he and his brother John faced off when he was coaching the 49ers. So, I mean, I've been a skeptic of Harbaugh sometimes through the years, but I think, you know, he's proved this year. I mean, he's just such a terrific, you know, coach. I mean, what he's done the last 3 years at Michigan especially.
They're 40-3 at Michigan. As the NFL head coach, he's 44-19 with 2 NFC West titles and an appearance in the Super Bowl 47. So the old boy wins wherever he goes, whether you like him or not. He's getting it done. So Michigan's got him a $125 million contract for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
So,
they say some of those pro teams could pay as much as $20 million a year, though, so that'd be crazy.
Yeah, for 16 Sundays. Be hard to walk away from that, sir. So, all right, Jeff Birchfield. So you've got, well, you picked our NFL guys. We pretty well nailed this thing down. You've got your ideas of what's going on there. NASCAR, Bristol, I guess coming up. When's the race? Is it Easter weekend again this time around or not?
No, it's not Easter weekend. It's St. Patrick's Day this time around.
Okay.
So that'd be pretty nice little change there.
Yeah.
I noticed one other thing. I saw those AP poll there in basketball. Man, the Vols look good on Saturday, beating Ole Miss. That's an impressive win for sure.
Yeah. Beard, the coach of Ole Miss, said these guys are legit. They're a Final Four team. He said these boys can play. They play tomorrow night at Mississippi State. We'll see. But it's tough to go on the road in the SEC and win. But Tennessee's got all the parts and pieces to, I think, make a pretty deep run. I would think, as Brian said earlier before you came on the show, that they don't get a Sweet 16. They don't make it a Sweet 16. I think it's going to be a disappointing year for the Tennessee Volunteers, to say the least. So some say they're a Final Four team. Right now they're 5th in the country. So, adage will, time will tell.
I think the only thing that might be missing is where the Ploffich, was on the team last year, having that big body when they play a team like
Purdue.
where they lost earlier. Yeah, Purdue earlier in the season, or lost to Kansas, with Hunter Dickinson, or like you said, Edey with Purdue. Sometimes those matchups hurt them a little bit.
Thank you, sir, as always.
All right, thank you, sir.
You fixing to break bread, get after it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's getting ready to throw the microphone down. I'm hungry. So by the time you come back after this promo, he'll be gone. He'll be over there. Wolfing it down. Quick break. I'll be right back. I'm getting ready to wolf it down here in about 3 or 4 minutes. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports.
It's exciting Elizabethton Cyclone doubleheader basketball. Hi, this is Tom Taylor, inviting you to join me and Dr. John Mitten as the Cyclones host Crockett on Tuesday night at John Treadway Gymnasium for a doubleheader for the varsity basketball. Airtime at 6:15 Tuesday night here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page and on YouTube. Go Cyclones!
On to Travis Constable again with TNS Home Improvements. Tell me what it's all about, sir.
Well, we build decks, do porches, roofing, underpinning, under mobile homes, a little bit of remodel work, but with the decks and roofing, we just try to stick on that end of things.
Absolutely. And so they've been at it for how many years now?
We've been at it for a little over 3 years now.
3 years. TNS Home Improvements. They go all over the Tri-Cities. You take quotes. You're licensed and bonded, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I make the phone call. Let's step me through real quick. I make the phone call, get a hold of you, say we're going to come out and see what you got going on, and tell me what do you do, take it from there. What happens next?
I'll schedule a day and time to come out and speak with you and give you an estimate, and you just have to say yay or nay, and then we put you on the schedule.
Social media, how do we find you?
Facebook.
Yep. And phone number is?
423-946-8432.
They've been at it, folks. Again, started with a drill and a Chevy, what was it, Chevy Blazer?
Chevy Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. Yep. And now they're up to 5 full-time employees and four part-time employees. They're going great guns. They want to help you. Let them come give you a quote on what you need. TNS Home Improvements, sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Again, that's going to do it from here. We'll crank it back up and bring it back to you at 6:15 tonight. Lady Cyclones and Lady Pioneers from Crockett. Two good teams coming in here from Crockett, or coming into John Treadway, not coming into here, coming into John Treadway Gymnasium. In the Crockett girls under Thomas Googe having a heck of a year, and so are the guys under Cody Connell. And then, as we told you earlier, the polls are out for this week in high school basketball. Our local teams, the boys' poll anyways, out. And so the boys, you have in 3A, Unicoi County, 4th in the state. Crockett is honorable mention. We'll see the Pioneers tonight, as we said. In 2A basketball, South Green at number 7 in the state. And in single A, University High is number 6 in the state. So they've got some good representation. So, yep. By the way, the 1974 Happy Valley State Championship team and cheerleaders will be honored before the Warriors game coming up on Friday night against South Green. So, and the team will be gathering at the Black Olive in Elizabethton on the 11th on that Thursday at 6:30. Stop by and say hello to the 74 State Championship team. So that's really cool for Happy Valley to be doing that, to honor those players from the past, from the 74 Happy Valley team. All right, we're going to roll it out here. Let's again tell you the verse of the day. We always dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross, as we've told you. Psalms 145:18-19 says, "The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him sincerely and in truth." Verse 19 says, "He will fulfill the desires of those who reverently and worshipfully fear him. He will also hear their cry and will save them." You can hang your hat on that one, folks. Hang your hat on all of them, but certainly that one. Psalms 145:18-19. The verse says for the day today here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Big thanks. Wrapping up show number 1997, 1998 coming up tomorrow. We're going to be live at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Tomorrow, Greg Seiger stops by talking Major League Baseball. We'll have our usual cast of characters tomorrow and some new guests as well. Thursday will be a Big John's Closeout in Elizabethton, talking where they hammer high prices. We'll be there, getting you ready for spring fix-up and winterizing your home, your place of business, your church, things that you need to know, because we've got some cold weather. Looks like it may be coming in here next week with a chance of some snow, but we'll see. All I can tell you is we're a day closer to spring. I love it. Every day is a day closer to spring. And so today it's, what is it right now? I know Richard's watching out in Huntington Beach, California. I guarantee you it's not, what we got right now, 48 degrees? Yep, 48 right now in January. I love it. in the hills of East Tennessee. So wind advisory until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for all of us. So high is going to be in the mid-50s today is what they're saying. I don't know if we'll get to that or not, but we're right now holding at 48 degrees and some rain here. And at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Back with you at 6:15 tonight for Lady Cyclone and boys basketball. Our pregame sponsor will be, a pre-show pregame sponsor, yes, will be the folks here at Phil's Dream Pit. Love it, love it, love it. Have been, will continue to be. So we'll see them as we wrap up show number 1997. We'll tell you, as always, bloom where you're planted and win or lose, be a good sport. My man's over here wearing it out. He's got beans, mac and cheese. And what'd you get? What'd you end up getting? Pulled pork? Pulled chicken and beans. And he's toast. Got that toast. Baker likes that toast. Got the toast. So there you go. Ain't not much talking. I just hear a lot of grunting coming out over there. It's good. I get it. We'll see you back here at 6:15. Thanks for watching. For Brian Pipkin and the great folks here at Phil's Dream Pit, we'll tell you, as always, bloom where you planted and win or lose. Moms and dads, be a good sport. The kids watch you. They emulate what you do and what you say, so be a good sport. See you back here at 6:15 for Cyclone basketball.